Welcome to Nasik Shikshan Prasarak Mandal Nasik School State BN Sarda Vidyalay Sankul Sinnar. My subject is General Science and Standard 6th. My name is Srimati Smita Ashok Patoi. I welcome you to all. Today in this video we are going to learn about the important characteristics of living things. Yes. Now I have given you a picture. In this picture you can see that there is a tree, house, boy, girl, dog, hen with her chicks and all these things. But in this picture the dog, chick, boy, girl they can move on their own. Why they can move on their own? Because they are living thing. But whereas ball, bucket, then a box, kite, it cannot move on their own. Why? Because they are non-living thing. So in this lesson what we are going to see? We are going to see that what are the important characteristics of living things. Here first and most important characteristics of living thing is cellular structure. Yes, living things are all made up of small units called cell. Here you can see this is a structure. Here where you can see these things, you can see this bricks like structure in the wall, and in our body also this brick like structure looks. How it looks, or with the help of what it we can see this? We can see this only with the help of electron microscope. So the living things, all the living things has a cellular structure. Here you can see a honey with her honeycomb. Honeycomb. In honeycomb also you can see the small units are joined to each other, and our cell also looks like this. So in all living things, the structure is made up of cell, but in some living thing it is only made up of one cell, and in some living things it is made up of many cells. So the living things which are made up of single cell are called unicellular animals, and the living things which are made up of many cells are called multicellular animals. So unicellular animals are Unicellular animals are amoeba, paramecium, and other some microorganisms, while multicellular animals are man, cow, mouse, cockroach, elephants, etc. So, with the help of these, we can say that cellular structure is very important. Yes, all living things include plants as well as animals have some important characteristics. Then, in that first one is the cellular structure. Then living thing which has single cell, I have already told you, amoeba, paramecium is they are unicellular animals, and the living things which have many cells they are called multicellular animals like horse, then a man, parrot, etc. But remember, non-living things do not have a cellular structure. In non-living things, cellular structure is not there. They are made up of small particles. Then, how we can differentiate them? Some living things are made of single cell. They are called unicellular organism, amoeba and paramecium. And the living things that are made up of many cells are called multicellular animals. Example, man, cow, mouse, cockroach, elephants, banyan tree, onion plant, etc. All these things are made up of multicellular animal cells. So they are called multicellular animals or multicellular organism. Then the next and important characteristics of living thing is a movement. Yes, we all can move from one place to another place, and this movement is only seen in living things. So animals can move, human beings can move. But you will say that how can plants move? Yes, plants also can move. Plants move in search of water with the help of their roots. And also plants, if we keep a potted plant in our house, it grows towards the sunlight. That means it shows its movement towards the sunlight. So it also moves. If we plant a plant on the ground, it moves straight. Why? Because it moves in the direction of the sunlight. But all remember this thing also, living thing do not move on their own. If we want to move living non-living thing, we have to move with our force. Non-living thing cannot move from one place to another. If we want to move a chair from one place to another, we have to pick up that chair. Chair cannot move on its own. Then the next important characteristics of living thing is growth. Yes, growth is very important characteristics of living thing, because we all grow. If you see yourself in first standard, how much was your height, in second, then in third, then in fourth, then in fifth, now in sixth. Continuously there is a change in your height. That means the growth has taken place in your body. Similarly, first you was very a small child, now you are a very grown up child. So why this happens? This happens because growth has taken place in your body. Similarly, I have shown you these pictures. Here you can see there is a changes in the adults as they grow on. First picture, second picture, third picture and fourth picture, you have to see the growth. Like this growth also takes place in our body. So growth is a very important characteristics for our in our body or for the living things. But this growth characteristic is not seen in the non-living thing. Chair cannot grow. Your pencil cannot grow. Your toys cannot grow because they all are non-living thing. Then here I have a sapling in a pot. Yes, in first picture I have what I have done. I have put a pot and I have tied that pot with a thread. And for 7 days, what we have to do, we have to give proper water and we have to see, observe. After 7 days, what you will observe, the thread which we have tight, जो दोरा आपण टाईट बांधलेला it has become loose, so ढिला झालेला असतो. Why this happens? Because the growth takes place in the living thing. Similarly, growth also takes place in banyan tree, coconut tree. Here you can see in first picture they were only saplings, in second picture they have started growing, and in third picture they have fully grown. That means growth is an important characteristic in living things like plants, animals, human beings, even in small microorganisms also. But what is necessary for the growth? Food is necessary for the growth. And we all can make our food with the help of vegetables which we get from the plants. But plants also make their food on their own. They make their food with the help of water and nutrients from the soil, and carbon dioxide they absorb from the atmosphere. And you all know that the plants have green color. Why they are green in color? Because chlorophyll is present in them, and that chlorophyll helps them to prepare their own food. So, with the help of carbon dioxide and water and nutrients in the presence of chlorophyll and sunlight, plants prepare their food. And after preparing the food, they give out oxygen gas which is used by us for the breathing. Then here I have shown you some pictures. In that pictures, that animals take their intake food which helps them for their growing. So intake of food and the resultant growth is an important characteristics of living thing. Bird is catching fish, hen they are searching for the food, tiger has its prey in his mouth, and the horse is eating a grass. After that, the respiration is also an important characteristic of living thing. We all know if we close our nose for 15 to 30 seconds, we are not able to breathe, or we are feel uneasy because we have closed our nose and we don't get oxygen and we feel uneasy. But and we cannot live without oxygen. So respiration is an important characteristic in living thing. Plants also respire. How they respire? In their leaves there are small tiny spores, and with the help of that small tiny spores, plants carry out their respiration process. Similarly, Fish, fish in the water also carry out respiration process. They absorb oxygen which is mixed in the water for their respiration process. And you know that frog, yes, frog has God gifted. Yes, frog is God gifted. Why? Because on the land it respires by its lungs, but in the water it respires with the help of its skin. But this doesn't happen with us. On the land we respire with the lungs. We use our nose and lungs for respiration. But when we go in the water, we are not able to respire. For that purpose, what we need? We need oxygen cylinder. So respiration is an important characteristics in living thing. Then, similarly, as respiration is important, excretion is also very important characteristics in the living thing. What is excretion? Excretion means throwing out the waste product from the body. Then, how plants can do the excretion process? Plants excrete on the leaves of their plant. What they do? They store the excretory part in the leaves. How this happens? This happens when they don't want the much of water, they throw out that water in the form of vapor. So how we can do that? We can tie a plastic bag to a leaf, and after some days you observe the vapors which plants throw out has been collected on the surface of the water in the form of water. Then you will tell that plants also do excretion process. We the animals means human being and animals have separate excretory organs. So the process of passing out waste and unwanted substances from the body is called excretion, and plants excrete unwanted substances in the form of vapor with the help of leaves. So you can see a tree is shedding leaves. Why it is shedding a leaves? Because in that all leaves they have stored its excretory product, and now they don't want that leaves. When the trees shed their leaves, again trees gets new leaves. Yes, here you can see that as it goes on storing the excretory product in the leaves, like that, similarly, slowly it throws away, or the leaves automatically falls down from the plant. So excretion is an important characteristic in the living thing. The waste substances are formed during many processes that takes place in the bodies of animals, and these are called the excretory, and the process of eliminating them from the body is called excretion. So students, this is a very important characteristics in the living thing. Then the another important characteristics in the living thing is the responsiveness to stimuli and the movement. Yes, responsiveness. How we respond if someone prick or if someone pinch means कोणी जर आपल्याला चिमटा घेतला आणि कोणी जर आपल्याला टोचलं तर आपण लगेच त्याला प्रतिकार करतो. We give response, and these things happens only and only in the living thing. It doesn't happen in the non-living thing. In non-living thing, if we beat a chair or we throw anything on the chair, it will not tell anything because chair is a non-living thing. Here I have shown you example. This is a mimosa plant. If we लाजळूचे झाड, mimosa plant means लाजळूचे झाड. If we touch the leaves of mimosa plant, लाजळूच्या झाडाला जर आपण हात लावला, what will happen? It plant slowly closes down. Similarly, a potted plant. मगाशीच मी तुम्हाला सांगितलं, जर आपण घरामध्ये एखादा प्लांट ठेवलं तर ते सूर्याच्या दिशेने, सूर्याच्या प्रकाशाच्या दिशेने उगतं. Means plants also we can show the movements. So the movement or the changes taking place in living thing at such time is their response to a stimuli. The ability of living thing to respond to a stimuli is called their responsiveness to stimuli. आणि तसंच इथे काय उदाहरण दिले, जर आपण आईने कढईमध्ये चमचा विसरून गेली असणार. इफ शी फॉरगॉट टू टेक अवे द लॅडर बिकम्स हॉट, आणि आपण जर त्या चमच्याला हात लावला तर आपण इमिडिएटली आपला हात काय करतो, असा बाजूला घेऊन टाकतो. का घेतो? कारण की आपल्याला चटका बसलेला असतो. आणि इथे बघा तुम्ही, मग इथे एक लेडी आहे, तिला झाकणाचा चटका बसलेला आहे. देर इज अ गर्ल, शी इज टचिंग द टोस्टर अँड शी hurts or her finger burns. Similarly, when there is a rain in the outside or the rain, it's raining, rabbit is searching for his house, so he is running away. Why it happens it is running away? Because they all give response to the stimuli, and responsiveness to stimuli is important characteristics in the living thing. Similarly, reproduction is also an important characteristics in the living thing. Reproduction takes place in living thing. we are able to give birth the another living thing like itself, a bird and its eggs, bryophyllum, a mare and her fall, rose cutting. Means what? The bird can give birth to the young one. The bryophyllum can able to means the ब्रह्मकमळ जे आहे आपण जर त्याचं पान लावलं त्याच्या पानाने आपण नवीन झाड तयार करू शकतो. त्याच्यानंतर कोंबडी hen can give birth to the its eggs. Then the pig, pig is able to give birth to its young one. Then there is a mother who give birth to its child or a baby. So this all these things happens in the living things. So the reproduction takes place only in the living thing. The process by which a living thing then generates a new living thing itself is called reproduction or procreation. So we don't should buy all the time rose saplings. We can cut a stem of a rose, and with that help the stem we are able to get a new plant. After that, living things have a definite lifespan. You can see the trees, they are growing, but at a certain stage what happens, or we also the living thing at a certain stage what happens, we becomes weak because we are continuously we are using our organs, and when we use our organs at a certain times the efficiency of the organs is becomes less, and at that time their life comes to an end. In other words, living things die. So the lifespan of different animals and plants are different. For example, the lifespan of the dog is about 12 to 18 years. That is of butterfly is for 14 days. Then fly, माशी जे आपल्या घरामध्ये असते, it lives for 4 months. Ostrich lives for 50 years. Elephant lives for 70 to 90 years. Then here I have shown you some living things. Here plants, then animals, plants, all these things are there. So the plants which are useful for us are called useful living things, and the plants which are harmful for us are called harmful living things. Yes, mango tree we are using, dog we are using to guard our house, potato we are using to make vegetables. We are not using rat, then lizard and spider, and we are not using dhodra plant. Why? Because they are harmful. So the living things which are harmful we are not using them, therefore they are harmful to us. So here I have given definition for you. The plants are used for the household purposes, industrial purposes. They are useful for us. They are useful living things. And the living things which are poisonous, which are not used by the man, they can distract human settlements. So they are called harmful living things. Again, we have a wild animals. Nowadays what is happening, we are due to deforestation we are cutting the forest. These wild animals they are coming towards in the cities. Why they are coming to us? Because we have destroyed their houses, and due to that they are not able to find their prey, their food. So to find their food, what they are doing, they are coming in the human settlements. Wild animals, how they live, they hunt the other animal for the food. They are called predators, and their food, the other animal is called a prey. So we should not destruct the deep forest. We should not destruct forest. We should not do deforestation. Remember, animals, all the animals and plants are very important in forest. From forest we also get many plants which are of medicinal use, and they are very useful. If we go on cutting, what will happen, we will not get the plants, and the wild animals will come out of the jungle. So what we have learned, in this lesson the important characteristics, that is cellular structure is important for the living thing, growth is important, respiration is important, movement is important, excretion is important, reproduction is important, and response to new stimuli. And all the living thing has a definite lifespan. Yes, living things have, but non-living things do not have. Our chair can live for many years, but we are not able to live many years. Our house can remain for many years, but we are not able to live many years because at certain stage our all the organs becomes old and our life comes to an end. So students, thank you for listening to me. Have a nice day.